Today on Slough Valley Racing, we'll be having a look at the 2-pack Stalker set. Released almost 2 years ago now. We'll have a look at the decals on the car, and we'll talk a little bit about why these are not sponsored by NASCAR. All this and a whole lot more today on Slough Valley Racing. Get your heart racing. All right, let's get into this. But before we do, let's have a look at the packaging. It shows it's AFX. Of course, it's the Mega G, and it's a 2-pack. Here we got the bottom. Their unique way. They were tying them in for a while. They gave that up, thank God. And just shows a little more about the cars in the release. Okay, so let's get into this. So I picked these two cars up on Cyber Monday from Pro Tinker Toys. They had some really great deals going on. Great deals going on there all the time, guys. If you're not a subscriber to them, you really should be. The only place to get the new Auto World exclusives are through Pro Tinker. You can't get them anywhere else unless you want to pay the mint for them on eBay. All right. So by the looks of it, I'm gonna have to obviously untie them. Okay, well here they are. Thank goodness AFX Racemasters has abandoned the twist tie idea. That is absolute garbage. Wow, what a fight. Okay, so here they are. Have a quick look at the outside of them here. Oh, these are nice looking cars. Unfortunately, they're not NASCAR. They are NASCAR inspired, but they are not sponsored by NASCAR. They are factory Stalker cars. They look almost like the NASCAR ones. We'll be talking about that throughout the show today. Let's have a look at the back. Here we go. They look nice. They do look nice. Now, the reason why this is called the 2-car Stalker pack is because AFX Racemasters don't have the rights to use the NASCAR logo. But they do look good. They're both riding on 1.7 AFX Racemasters chassis. They are both super fast, and they both look really great. So we're going to go to the track right away and see what they look like. But before we do that, I thought I'd do a close-up of each car just to see what they look like. It's got great detailing on it. They do look like the real cars. I mean, the fact that they call them Stalker really doesn't mean much. Ford Performance, yeah, these are factory cars. They are true to their factory form. And there's the back. All right, that was the Ford. Let's have a look at the Chevy. They do look good. There you can see the detail on the roof of the flaps that come up when the car's flying in reverse. Man, I love NASCAR. Okay, here's a hack that'll bring your Super 3 shells onto AFX Racemaster chassis. Before I get started, I'd like to thank Old Hick Thanks for this, brother. I appreciate it. I finally have a place for these awesome detailed shells. So what we have here is a Super 3 shell. We have a Super 3 chassis with the harness. And here we just have another Super 3 shell. This one is empty. It's got nothing in it yet. This is the one from this car here. This car here is sporting an AFX Racemasters chassis. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how I made that happen. And believe me, it's a lot easier than you think. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow slot car brothers and sisters, you are about to be as blown away as I was. The Super 3 shells are indeed sponsored by NASCAR, and they look absolutely fantastic. The problem with them is this. The Super 3 chassis, well, if you ask me, I think it's kind of lame. But the licensing for the shell is the big thing here. The detail on the Super 3 cars is absolutely amazing. This is exactly what the car looked like in this race here. Absolutely fantastic. This is Jimmy Johnson, by the way. And of course, everybody knows who's driving this car. Jeff Gordon. Look at the detail on that car. I like it. It is really nice, and it is NASCAR sponsored. And this is the best part. It's sitting on a 1.7 Racemasters AFX chassis, and I'm about to show you how to do that. Okay, so here it is. All you're gonna do is take the shell off the chassis and leave the harness attached to the shell. So this is the harness here, and we're just gonna take it off. Put the chassis to the side. And the harness is actually just gonna go back in the shell. Okay, so what I did was I put the harness in the shell, but I just wanted you to have a look at this before I put it in there. See how it fits? It fits real loose. I'll show you how to deal with that in a moment. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Boy, if I had to vote hack of the year, Old Hick, this is it, buddy. Thanks a lot, brother. I appreciate it. All right. So then all we're going to do now is we're just going to put the chassis into the shell. Okay, there it is. You could, of course, see it's wobbling around a little bit. It's not a problem. So what I found was when you hold it upside down, it drops into the perfect position for the track. And all I do after that, one little dab of glue gun right there and right there. And what does that give you? Okay, so what I've done is I've literally added 2 drops of glue gun style, to the chassis where it meets the harness. And what that gives you is this. So you're wondering what the difference is? Let's have a look. NASCAR licensed. non-NASCAR licensed. They both look great. They both are really nice looking stock cars. But I do like the fact that I now have a place for my Super 3s over top of an AFX Racemasters chassis. Let's go.
All right, well, let's turn a few laps. We'll start with the Ford version. Running on the 1.7 Racemasters AFX chassis. As usual, great performance. The car looks great. See, we still have the exclusive lineup on the track from ProTinkerToys.com. So if you guys follow ProTinkerToys.com, make sure you join their group on Facebook. And very soon, Pro Tinker Toys will be offering gift cards for those of you who don't know what to buy. Pro Tinker Toys has everything toy-wise, the coolest stuff. Gift cards are where it's at. Let them get what they want. Okay, let's have a look at the Chevy Stalker version. It too is also running the 1.7 AFX Racemasters chassis. These cars look really nice. And they drive like they should for an AFX Racemasters chassis. Okay, so let's have a look at those Super 3s with the AFX Racemaster chassis under them. So what we have here is a Super 3 shell running on an AFX Racemasters chassis. We're going to start with the number 48, the Lowe's car, driven by Jimmy Johnson. These look fabulous. Once again, I'd like to thank my subscriber, Old Hick. This is absolutely fantastic. I hope you guys are having fun with these in your club. And finally, let's have a look at the Jeff Gordon car with the Super 3 shell. And once again, the AF Racemasters chassis. Excuse me. This has the 1.7 chassis and it drives minty. This is an absolute sweet looking car now. I'll be driving these lots. So what did I think of this 2-car set? Well, the price is right. The cars look nice. The only downside is they're not officially licensed by NASCAR. Other than that, these cars are fantastic. Riding on the 1.7 chassis, they fly. Today, thanks to a subscriber, we also looked at turning these 2 Super 3 shells and putting them on AFX Racemasters chassis with one hell of a great result. My wife says to me, why do I thank everybody for their time? Well,
To me, time is more important than almost anything. It's the one thing we will never have enough of. So for someone to share some of their personal time with me, I thank you very much for that. To all my subscribers, once again, thank you very much. You guys give me the inspiration for these videos. I hope you like this today, and remember, if it wasn't educational, I hope at least I entertained you. Thanks from all of us at Slot Valley Racing. Get your heart racing.